the channel, Crossing the Spiritual Streams. I'm Tandra, and today we're going to talk about astrology. It's an interesting topic. I know what some of y'all are thinking. You're like, oh my gosh, astrology, that's so stupid. It's hokum. They come up with just general stuff and it applies to millions of people, and why should I pay attention to that? And I get it. I kind of think that on some of it too. I'm not even entirely sure I believe in it, but I do have some reasons to possibly believe in it. One idea I got to thinking about when I've kind of been thinking about this is, why can't astrology be true? It's scientific in that it's based on math. There's a lot of mathematical computations in it. The universe is very ordered, has a lot of synchronicities and other things in it, patterns, the Fibonacci sequence, other things like that, the golden ratio. It's all very mathematical. So why can't the day, the time, and the place that we're born be the blueprint for our life? It could be the cosmos's way of saying, okay, these are the kinds of things that are going to happen in your life. These are the kinds of personality traits you're going to have to navigate these things in your life. And that way you will have these certain types of experiences in this lifetime. I think it's quite plausible that that could be true. Science evolves. We learn more about science than what we knew back in the day. We understand gravity now more than we did 300-400 years ago. So we might understand astrology a little bit more 300 or 400 years from now. So I think it is plausible that it could be a blueprint. I don't think just the general astrology that you see in a newspaper that could apply to millions of people with just one or two sentences is very accurate. First of all, it's only based on one point in your chart and not even exactly. It's just a range. So I think that would not mean much. But if you pay attention to astrology in a little bit more detail, you will find that there are many, many, many thousands, millions of computations of a particular person's chart can be as compared to somebody else's chart, and how those combinations play out. The positions of the planets, the positions where they're at in the different house systems that astrology uses makes a difference, and where they are in relation to each other can make a difference. And when you pay attention to those in more detail, then that can maybe be a little bit more accurate, a little bit more pinpointing to a specific person rather than just one general tiny point in a chart like your sun sign. So I don't know, that's just something to think about. It's something I've thought about for a while. There are also differences in astrology and different knowledge that's come down throughout the ages, and who knows, we probably don't have all of the knowledge there is to interpret these things. Like I said, there are millions of combinations, and each one is unlocking a specific thing, and to know all that, no one person could know all that, and the knowledge hasn't been written down, it's not out there for us to see all those points, so we have to just look on the little tiny things that we have, the little tip of the iceberg, so to speak. So, here we go. I want to tell you one or two reasons why I kind of think astrology might have some validity to it. One of the things is I started looking into different astrology techniques and what was out there. One of the things I found out was a system called Vedic Astrology, and that is based in India, and it's been around for thousands of years. It's been around a very, very long time. And they look at things similarly to what Western astrology looks at, but their point of reference of where they position the planets at and how they're at is different. And that is based on where basically their center that they're starting from, their starting place of deciding where the planets are at any given moment is different than where Western astrology is looking. And some people think that what they're using in Vedic astrology is a little bit more accurate. And so in that case, it is possible that your sun sign or where your moon is or where Venus or other planets are could be in a different house and or a different sign than what they are in Western astrology. So for instance, my daughter in Western astrology is a Virgo. That's where her sun is. But in Vedic astrology, I believe it's in Sagittarius. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. It's in Leo. That's right. My brain went somewhere else for a minute. It's in Leo. Well, that's a lot of differences in traits there if you're looking at what a Sagittarius sun's like and what a Leo sun is like. And so how you're interpreting that can be slightly different. But on the other hand, because everything shifts kind of the same amount of degrees, the relationships of the planets are still similar and the same as they are in Western astrology, so you can still find out some of the same information and come up with the same things. But there is a unique system in Vedic astrology that I found quite interesting and may be the key to unlocking pretty much everything. And that is they have what they call chakras. And basically it is a point that your moon can be in when you are born. And there are 27 of them. And each one has 3 unique, distinct sections of it. So where your moon is at, and that is the nakshatra you were born under, but also all the other planets also are in different nakshatras. So by the time you get all those different combinations clinked in, you have a really, really good set of characteristics and other traits based on that. And it's not just where your moon or your sun or your Venus, it's the combination of all of those things. And so because of that, I think that that is possibly a little bit more valid, possibly a little bit more pinpoint accurate. I'm not sure. But an example of this is I was looking at a friend's chart of mine, known this person over 30 years, and when I was looking at it, it kind of had a point in it that made me go, wow, that didn't sound like that person. I don't know, that seemed kind of far out there. And I just kind of dismissed it, didn't talk to her about it, nothing, didn't worry about it too much. But then a few months later, the thing that it was kind of predicting would happen did. And I was like, whoa, that's a little weird. I didn't expect that. And so I thought, wow. Okay, and I've kind of ran across that in a couple of other instances too, where things pointed to something I wasn't real sure of, and then lo and behold, there it was. And it wasn't like some generalized thing that you can go, well, you can predict that about anybody. Like I said, I knew this person pretty well. It was a prediction that I never in a million years would have thought of in my lifetime. It just did not even occur to me. And I did not tell the person about it, so it's not like they had that bias to go off of either. So that was just kind of an interesting little point. So to kind of go along with this, to kind of help with my research a little bit and maybe help you guys out a little bit, I would like to offer 100 free astrological charts that I will do and look at and kind of try to interpret based on what I've looked into. And we can kind of compare notes, see what we think, see if it's good, bad, otherwise really stupid, whatever. And so to do that, you can send your information to crossingtss@gmail.com, and I will send you a confirmation, let you know what number you are online, and we'll go through it and see what we can find out together. So I'd like to hear you guys' comments about what you guys think of astrology, any good or bad points that you've come up with astrology. You know, do you think it's the most awesomest thing in the world? Do you think it's really just stupid and why bother? Whatever, we'll look into it together and see what we can come up with. Okay, I think that's all we have to say today. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can find out any other videos that we might post in the near future. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so through the PayPal link that'll be in the description. Bye.